Shalom Israel. My name is Officer Kayad, one out of I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K started 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the one man with the rank and the authority to lead Israel at this time. I say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Barakatam to my brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alatan Ba'asham Yahweh Shai to my sisters. Alright, so we have some technical difficulties with the computer and things, so we have to be streaming from the phone. And I mean, not much I can do from the phone, you understand? So bear with me. Tonight is our brotherhood, you know what I mean? Tuesday night brotherhood class where we teach, you know what I mean, the black people here in Jamaica who are the Benjamites, you understand? Whose descendants, you know what I mean, who descended from the people who were brought over here on slave ships, who are the Benjamites, you understand, of the children of Israel. We teach them brotherhood, you understand? So tonight is that class, you know what I mean? We keep classes on Sundays at 3 p.m., Tuesdays 7 p.m., and also Wednesdays, which is tomorrow at 7 p.m., right? So, you know what I mean? All right, so as the topic suggests, the I.S.U.P.K, you know what I mean, is the home of the truth. You understand? What that mean? It means the truth lives in the I.S.U.P.K, or the truth comes out of the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I mean? You might say, what is the truth? The truth is that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know what I mean, are the descendants of the children of Israel. And that Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who the church called Jesus Christ, you understand, only died, you understand, for these people, the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indian people who are the children of Israel. You understand? This is the truth. We grew up learning that we are Hamites. You understand? Because of the Christian church. Which we know that doctrine that we are the Hamites came from our slave master. You understand? Intellectuals who wanted to put us in a certain category. You understand? Racist intellectuals. You know what I mean? Who wanted to put us in a certain category. You know what I mean? Came up with the doctrine that we were Hamites. You understand? And because Christianity belongs to them, they also, you know what I mean, was able to put that in the doctrine of Christianity. You understand? We are not the Hamites. You understand? We are actually the people of the book. No. Why we say we are the home of the truth is because, you know what I mean, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian have been deprived of the truth. The truth as to who they are. You understand? If you ask any black, Hispanic, or Native Indian who they are, they will give you a name that is not, you know what I mean, who they really are. If you take, for example, you know what I mean, the black people here in Jamaica, see? If you ask them who they are, you know what I mean, where did their foreparents come from? They're going to tell you Africa. All right, watch this now. A reasoning there behind it, see? There's no land really called Africa. That land was named by, you know what I mean, named after an Italian general called I.S.U.P.K Africanus, a white man. You understand? So, you know what I mean, to say that you are African is to say that you come from a land that was named after a white man, to say that a white man is a foreparent. That is what you basically say. I am, you know what I mean, I am an African, or I am a, you know what I mean, descendant from, you know what I mean, I.S.U.P.K Africanus. See? That is what you basically say. You understand? We know that we are Israelites. Why? Because we descend from a man by the name of Israel, or Yashar Allah in the Hebrew. See, to say that you are African is to say that you descend from I.S.U.P.K Africanus. The land where them call Africa is a continent, one big continent, see, full of many countries. These countries are divided with many different tribes of people, all dark-skinned people, you know. Dark-skinned people just like we are dark-skinned, see, but all having their own identity, who have never lived at peace with each other. You understand? Who don't consider one to be the same as the other. You understand? So the question begs now, which part of Africa you come from? Where in Africa did you come from? All right, we come from the west coast of Africa. All right. So what was your language? What was the name of your people? The regular, you know what I mean, Jake in the world can't tell you. Him don't know. Why? Because for the most part, you know what I mean, his people was brought over here in slavery. And the only thing that he have, you know what I mean, to lead him back to where he came from was the story that, you know what I mean, we are African. When, yeah, in fact, we were taken from Africa, but we are not Africans. You understand? So that is why the ISUPK is the home of the truth, because we explain to our people now that, you know what I mean, you are actually not the so-called African people, the people who, you know what I mean, who originates from that land. As a matter of fact, your people fled into that land because you were fleeing from Roman persecution. That is how you ended up in Africa. You understand? That is what the truth is. That is the truth. You understand? And because of slavery, no, you no longer have a language, and you no longer have, you know what I mean, your identity. You understand? That is the truth. That is why we call ourselves the home of the truth. We bring out that the people of the Bible, they are not, you know what I mean, the Israelites, they are not Caucasian people. The so-called Jewish man over there in Israel, he's not the real Jew. You understand? He's not the real Israelite. The real Jews came over here in cargo slave ship. You understand? According to the Bible. The same Bible that the Christian church claim to uphold, claim that they teach from, says that your people would be brought over here in slavery. The same Bible. But if you should listen to the Bible, you know what I mean, or let the Christian pastor read the Bible to you, you would never think that, you know what I mean, anything as close to your slavery was in the Bible. But your slavery is actually in the Bible. And the reason why you went into slavery, which is one of the biggest questions that we have. Then if we were such a great people, which we show that we are a great people over here in this captivity. If we were such a great people, how did we manage to end up in slavery? The Bible explains it. You understand? We are a lost people, a people who have lost their identity and their language. You understand? And the truth is that now we have found our identity. And we in fact are not we are not the Africans, but we are the children of Israel. That is the truth. That is why the ISUPK is the home of the truth. All right, now let me emphasize now upon why we are the home of the truth. Because you have many, you know what I mean, so-called Hebrew Israelite organization out there, you know what I mean, which are nothing but Christians who steal, you know what I mean, steal the knowledge from the ISUPK, where they learn in the ISUPK, you know what I mean, and go and start some group. We don't know what to call them. See, we don't know what to call them because they are not in the ISUPK. See, the truth has never been tarnished in the ISUPK. You understand? But what they are teaching, most of it them get from the ISUPK, but them put them spin on it. The reason why we say we are the home of the truth is because Commanding General YAHANNA has never changed the doctrine of the ISUPK. The very truth that the 7 heads, you know what I mean, after Abba Bibbins, you know what I mean, learned, Commanding General YAHANNA pass it on to the captains and the officers, and the generals, the captains, and the officers that you see in the ISUPK today. You understand? So if you're not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. You know what I mean? Point blank. If you're not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. You understand? When Moses was walking the face of this earth, the Most High was not dealing with anybody else but Moses. You understand? Likewise, the Most High is not dealing with anybody else but Commanding General YAHANNA. And that is the truth. You understand? All right, me say that for say this. The ISUPK is not a, you know what I mean, some filthy Christian church. The ISUPK is not a police youth club, a gathering where people just come and drink and enjoy themselves and dress up in costumes, you know what I mean, and have, you know what I mean, and simply just have a ball and, you know what I mean. It's not about that. Remember, we have millions of people over here who came across into slavery, who still don't know who they are. Then, but because of the ISUPK, some of these people are now beginning to learn their history, learn their identity, learn why they are destroyed over here, and these people are being destroyed over here. You understand? Nothing much have changed since the time of slavery, since the time when we were being beat in our backs to pick cotton and, you know what I mean, and to cut sugar cane. Nothing much have changed. And these people today are so destroyed that them kill each other. You understand? Them kill each other. They are at war with each other. Their leaders feed them to the other nations. Why? Because they were cut off from being a nation, according to the Bible. They were cut off from being a nation, and the leaders who are over them feed them to other nations because they don't know who they are. All right, watch this now. The ISUPK is that glue that will bring back these people who are destroyed and who are being fed to these other nations. You understand? To come back to their true identity so they cannot suffer anymore in this captivity. You understand? So they are not victims to other nations. You understand? So that their leaders can no longer sell them short and them can, you know what I mean, profit off of them anymore, you know what I mean, at the expense of the very people who suffer. You understand? So that, you know what I mean, them can eventually come out of this captivity that they are in, so that them can stop killing each other instead of killing each other, build them nation. So the ISUPK is not a joke. The ISUPK is not a club that you join, you know what I mean? It is not a part-time thing. It's not an organization that you say, yo, I'm part of the ISUPK, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. And then you go off and you live another kind of life. You understand? You see, when you become a part of the ISUPK, you're not like Sunday church and Saturday church. You're a Christian in a church, but when you go your yard, you're the worst, disgusting piece of filth, you know what I mean, that anybody, you know what I mean, can imagine. You understand? But disclaimer, Christians pan a whole is the worst, disgusting, you know what I mean, piece of filth anybody can imagine. But you get the point. You understand? This is not, you know what I mean, when you come in at the ISUPK, you are not coming here to play no kind of hypocrite. When you go to class in at ISUPK, where you go home, you practice, you know what I mean, where you learn in a class. So in fact, you're in at ISUPK in a class, when you go home, you're in at the ISUPK in a class. Same way. It's like you're in a class, same way. Nothing no change. And it can't change, it can't be a different. It's not a religion. You understand? It's not a religion. It's us coming back to our true identity as the children of Israel. It is not a dress-up club where you pretend to be somebody in class and then when you go home, you be somebody else. You understand? I said that for say this. Think twice before you join the ISUPK. Why I say that? Because if you really are fake the funk or you don't really want, you know what I mean? You're not sincerely ready, you know what I mean, for coming at the ISUPK and give it your all, don't come. Don't forward. I better you stay out. Because then now you're going to set a bad example for another brother will come in and really sincere. And really want to do the right thing. See? You're going to set a bad example for him. And what going to happen now? He will come fake the funk eventually. You know what I mean? The ISUPK, as I say, is not a part-time organization. You know what I mean? You know, put your foot in when you're ready, and then put your foot out when you're ready. To be an officer in the ISUPK means you take an oath. You understand? and you take that oath to serve your brother and the Most High and your brother, you understand, to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and to help to build up the nation of Israel. You understand? Other officers can explain it much better than me. You understand? The men above me can explain it much, much better than me. But you basically take an oath, and this oath is an oath for life. You understand? To be a part of this brotherhood. You understand? It's your life. It is now your life. As me say, it is not your 9 to 5 where you come and work. You know what I mean? And when you leave work now, you go home and, you know what I mean, you put aside all of the, you know what I mean, the things them where the I.S.U.P.K teach. Then the I.S.U.P.K becomes your life. Because it's not a joke thing. You know what I mean? It's not, all right. Because of the Christian church, many people don't really take the Most High serious. You know what I mean? Because of Rastafariism, many people don't take the Most High serious. Because we see how hypocritical they are when it comes to serving the Most High. See? We see how hypocritical they are when it comes to serving the Most High. You know what I mean? We see Rasta, you know what I mean, claiming to be, you know what I mean, the champions of the black race and all of them things. They're sleeping with white women. You understand? Hating them, brother. No unity in the Rastafari community. See? We see that. So we can't take them serious. I joke at them. The Christian church, even worse. We see whole heap of sexual deviancy coming from out of the Christian church. You understand? Like the general bring out from time to time, the down low homos or homosexuals started inside of the Christian church. That is where homosexuals used to go and hide and be homosexuals on the down low. That is the Christian church. See, child molestation, which now cause people who have been abused to become homosexuals, lesbians, all sort of filthiness. See, started in Christian church. Even worse than, you know what I mean? Well, you know, get much worse than that. But them have the Bible, right? And your history is inside of the Bible. You understand? Telling you that you are the children of Israel. The Christian church has that very Bible. And not teaching you that, hey, your history is in the Bible and your slavery is inside of that Bible. Jesus is a black man. The children of Israel are black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? And the Bible have laws that you have to keep. You understand? Which are in, you know what I mean, which is in keeping with the rules that the Most High set for us to keep as a nation, where there's punishment and consequences if we break these laws. The Christian church tell you that you don't have to keep them. Lord. See? So, because of these two organizations in Jamaica, I talk about Jamaica, you know, we have other organizations like Islam and them other organizations. You know what I mean? Where Islam is not predominantly a Jamaican religion. You know what I mean? But in other countries where it is dominant, our brothers are misled. Our brothers and sisters are misled by that as well. But here in Jamaica, see, Rastafariism and Christianity mislead the people. And we see, you know what I mean? It's coming like we don't take the Most High serious. You understand? The Most High become like this genie we grant we wish after we commit so much evil in our lives. See? When we need the Most High, we seek him out to solve the problems that we create. That is what the Christian church and Rastafari has done. And in the meanwhile, teaching us to offend the Most High. You understand? All right. With that said, remember me tell you, say, yo, this is not a religion, you know. It's not a religion. As me say, looking at the mirror and ask yourself, which people you descend from if you're a black person who was brought over here in slavery? Ask yourself the question, who are you and what was your language before the slave master brought you over here? And when I say you, I mean your foreparents. Who are you? You don't know. You only can speculate. You probably read somewhere in a book that you are from the Ashanti tribe or you're from this tribe. or you're from that tribe. You don't know, really and truly, you know. You understand? That is why the ISUPK is very important. Because we give you back your heritage as to who you are. So it's no joke, it's no religion. And because we put the Most High in the equation, don't make it a religion. You understand? No, we are talking about nation and descendant, right? Where we come from, what was our language, right? So how does this does this have to do with God? You understand? What does this have to do with God? Right? Most people might say, well, yeah, I understand the descendant part and slavery did happen for real, but oh, you bring God into this. God have everything to do with it. God have everything to do with it. The same way, oh, God have everything to do with you waking up a morning time. You understand? The same way, oh, you know what I mean, when you're in a trouble, you call upon the Most High to help you out of that trouble. God have everything to do with this. And the Bible explains. And the Bible is not a religious book. The Bible is the history of our people. You understand? It is the Christian church who make you believe that this is a fairy tale religious book. When you read the Bible is constantly talking about the children of Israel. Constantly talking about the children of Israel and the covenant that they have with the Creator. All right, so let's talk about, you know what I mean, God now. See? And we need to take the Most High out of this religious context. You see, this religious context, so we have the Most High in because of Christianity and Rastafarianism, it a trip way up. Because when you put God in a religious box, rude boy, you know what you do? You make him a mythical creature. You make him a myth. You understand? You make him into this fairy tale thing. When the Most High is indeed real. You understand? And if you see the Bible through the eyes of Christianity, you're going to think that is a fairy tale thing, brethren. But in the Bible, yo, if the Most High, consistent with everything where you see go on in your life today and around the world, is how the Most High operate. Let me give you an example. You see so much war from the day you're born. From the day you're born, you see war take place throughout the earth. See, if you follow Christianity, you will think that God is a God of rainbows and hugs and flowers and candies. But consistent with the Bible, according to the Most High, he is a man of war. You understand? The Most High made a covenant with the children of Israel. And he used us to fight wars. You understand? The Most High is a man of war. The Most High is not that rainbow color God where you see in a Christian church. See? So you see all of the bloodshed where you see the Russia and Ukraine thing where you see go on in the earth is consistent with the Bible. There's always been war documented in the scriptures. See? And captivity is in the Bible. Sufferation is in the Bible. But also salvation. Also salvation. You understand? Also salvation. And what is salvation? Because the Christian church twists up this word called salvation, you know. Salvation means to salvage or to save. You understand? So, who needs saving? The oppressor needs saving. The oppressor don't need saving. That Christian pastor in the church who, you know what I mean, takes your tithes money and make himself rich. Him need saving. You need saving. Because you are the one in captivity. You understand? And that is what salvation is all about, to get you out of captivity. Which begs the question, where are we now? We are in captivity. Nobody has freed us from the slavery that we were brought over here in. Who saved us from the slavery where we come across over here? So, you know? Nobody knows saved. We're still in the slavery. This is, you know what I mean? This is a different stage of the slavery. We have never been freed, really. We were brought over here. It's like some, you know what I mean? It's like you were brought, you know what I mean, into prison, put in a cell, right? and then them open the cell, but they're still in the prison yard. You're still not gone home. You're not gone to your yard yet. You're still in the prison. That is what we are in over here in Jamaica. We are still in that prison, this prison island called Jamaica. You understand? So that is why we say, yo, we need to take the Most High out of this religious context. Now is not the time to thinking like a religious person. You understand? The Bible has always been talking about, you know what I mean, us as a nation of people. We are a nation of people, the children of Israel. You understand? The Most High made a covenant with us. Who is the Most High? The creator of this earth. Why? You don't believe the earth was created? Any sensible person know that the earth was created. See, it is the oppressor who wants you to think that, hey, everything happened by accident. You understand? Have you ever seen anything consistent and in order happen by accident? To the extent as to how this earth is, you know what I mean, so in order and in tandem with everything, with each other. Everything in this earth is so in tandem with each other. Can this happen by accident? Just use your common sense. See? Use your common sense. The oppressor say, yo, Big Bang. Big Bang, right? A Big Bang in the universe. One day, a big explosion happened and it created all of this. Have you ever seen an explosion created anything? But a crater or a hole or some kind of destruction. Putin is over there bombing the Ukrainians every day with a big bang. What is being created? Destruction. That is being created. Not life, death. So this oppressor is making you think that a big bang is, you know what I mean, is we call it now, is the answer to how this world came to be. And that is not the case. There have to be an intelligent force behind our creation. I'm here communicating with you and you're listening and you're understanding what I'm saying because we speak the same language. You understand? I'm here sitting here. You understand? Breathing the oxygen that comes from the trees. You understand? That without this oxygen, me couldn't be alive. I breathe out a thing named carbon dioxide, which the trees benefit from. Let's get scientific because these, you know what I mean, these scientists of the oppressor want you to believe that, you know what I mean, there's no creator. When in fact, everything around you should tell you that, yo, there have to be a creator. Because me never create myself. Let me show you a pre now. Watch this. See? You go to school to learn about your damn self. You go to biology class. See? And you learn, say, your blood cells carry around oxygen to each and every cell in your body. You understand? You have your white blood cell which defend your body from diseases and all them things. They have a digestive system which break down food and carry this food, distribute the nutrients and all the good things that come out of the food to the body to keep you alive. All of which you don't have any control over. None of this you don't have any control over. Even the very breathe where you breathe oxygen will go to your lung, will travel to your blood cells, which carry to each and every cell in your body. You don't have any control over that. You can stop your breath, but stop it long enough and you're dead. When you're asleep, Virgin, then while you're asleep, you breathe unconsciously. You don't know, you breathe automatically. Then you don't have any knowledge as to how this came about, how this gone. You just live the comfort of knowing that it happened and it is the reason why you live. You know what that means? That means somebody created you. You might say, well, my mother created me and my father created me, you know, because I was dark and stupid. Then, my mother created me and my father created me. Oh, she built you. She put on your hand on your foot them and put your eye in her socket. She didn't know what was going in her belly. When you were being farmed, she didn't have a clue. When your father did impregnate your mother, Bridget, him did have fun. Probably him did just want a little peace. You understand? Some front in the night or in the day. You understand? Probably that's all he wanted. He never knows so you would have come about. Your mother and your father don't have a clue as to how you come about. Your mother don't have no camera inside her belly telling her, say, oh, see the foot of farm there. See the heartbeat there. She don't have a clue. So your mother and your father didn't really create you. The mechanism as to how you came about came from the Most High that was already set in place. So now we can reason about the Most High outside of a religious context. All right, so me I talk about is basically, me not even going to say a science that is a miracle, brother. That is a friggin' miracle. Because guess what? The white man science can only tell you say that happen. He can't tell you why it happen. He can't tell you why cells in your body separate and multiply. One cell become 2, become 4, become 8. How the hell did that happen? The oppressor don't know. He only knows say I saw it go. And he can duplicate what he already see. He can't recreate nothing. He only can use what he come see. And, you know what I mean, put it, you know what I mean, in its natural use. You know what I mean? That is what the oppressor do. But you see, the Most High is so, you know what I mean, if you should think about it, the Most High is so great. You understand? So what that have to do with the captivity? All right, watch this now. You see the same creator that created this world that is so in harder, that is so, you know what I mean, perfect, because as me say, accident can't create such a perfect world that we live in. And we say world, I mean the white man world of homosexuality and filthiness. Me attack the planet and how everything operate with each other in unison. This same creator who created this, you know what I mean, created it for us to enjoy. But he had a covenant with our people. You who was brought across over here in slavery, he had a covenant with you. You understand? You got the biggest contract on the face of this earth. Your foreparents got the biggest deal on the face of this earth, and you signed that deal. You signed it. You understand? You signed it. Your foreparents signed that deal, and that deal was to pass on to generation after generation after generation. And that Bible, me I tell you about something with the Christian pastor. Don't mention none at all. He just tell you about Holy Ghost and, you know what I mean, come sow a seed and make himself rich. You understand? But he never break down the covenant that the Most High had with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is that very deal when we are talking about. We had a deal with the Most High that we would keep his laws in which would have made us operate in a way that was pleasing to him in the world or the earth, the planet that he created. These laws would make us, you know what I mean, in unison with his creation, so to speak. You know what I mean? I try to break it down on an understandable level. See? We signed that deal as a people. But guess what we did? We broke that deal. And that is the reason why we're over here in this captivity. That is why we were brought over here in slavery. You understand? We broke that deal. And don't be ignorant, you know. Don't say, well, what you there talk about the Most High and we never see the Most High yet. You're being ignorant. Stop being such a, you know what I mean, bird brain. Don't be ignorant. Not for we never see Andrew Holness in person yet. We see him on TV. If it wasn't for TV, you wouldn't see him. Why is it that you think that you deserve to see the Most High? You? Why you deserve to see the Most High? Guess what? The Most High is seeing you. He must see you, man. Don't worry about that. He must see all of the sins that you commit and the unrighteousness what you do. outside, break in the deal that you have with you know what I mean, with him. Continuing the breaking of that deal. Him see it. You understand? But the ISUPK and the commanding general, Your Honor, that is where we come in. We are trying to get you to come back to that deal, that covenant that we have with the Most High, so that everything can go well with us as a nation again. We were the nation that's supposed to be the you know what I mean, the ruling nation of this earth, not the oppressor who builds nuclear bombs. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? It puzzles me because guess what, go on? You have to create something that destroys the earth where you rule the earth and you want to destroy it. That is the mind of the oppressor. But anyway, we were supposed to be the ruling class of this earth. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But like I said, we break the deal. But the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general, Your Honor, is helping our people to come back to that deal that we have with the Most High, which is the covenant, which is the laws and the statutes and the commandments, you know what I mean, of the Most High that He gave to us so that we could be in unison with His creation that He created. You understand? For lack of a better way of explaining it. See? That's why you need to come in these classes. Watch these classes. Learn what going on around the world. You know what I mean? This talk about World War III is not by accident. You understand? It's not by accident. And don't think it don't have nothing to do with you. Let me explain. You must not go and fight in World War III. You know, that is not your fight, you know. But World War III have everything to do with you. You understand? World War III has everything to do with you. World War III is how you are going to get out of this captivity. So me I say, remember, you know, when you were brought over here to serve slavery, nobody came and saved you. Nobody came. The Africans that they claim that we are our descendants from, who actually sold us into this captivity, them never come save you. They never forward come save you. To this day, nobody now lobby for you come out of this sufferation. The Africans, they are building up their individual countries there in so-called Africa. And they are becoming great and powerful. Them have a seat in the UN or whatever you know what I mean, group they are a part of. Them have for them groups of leaders that lobby for them. Who lobby for you? Definitely not Andrew Holness and Mark Golding. Who lobby for you? Nobody no lobby for the slave them. Our leaders work for the oppressor. Our leaders work for the oppressor. And our leaders' job is to make sure, say, you who are brought over here in slavery, remain in slavery. That is the job of your leaders. You understand? That is the job of your leaders. So, how else can you come out of this captivity? If your leaders is against you, you know what I mean? The oppressor is against you. You know what I mean? And the other nations against you. And to make it worse, you don't know who you are, and you don't even know who your enemy is. You think your enemy is the brother next door will pick the mango off of your tree and go to town and sell it. Because I'm hungry like you. You think him are your enemy. You think your enemy is the brother who bump you in the street, walk past you and bunks you. You think your enemy is the brother who, you know what I mean, you have a disagreement with. The same man like you will suffer like you. That is who you think your enemy is. But we in I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general, and we know who our enemies are. And our enemies are the other nations, especially the oppressor who brought us over here in slavery. Thank the Most High for the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general, Your Honor, because we know who the enemy is. Your brother is not your enemy. How can he be your enemy? How can he be your enemy? He can't be your enemy, Virgin. You know what the thing is? The brainwash of the oppressor, you know what I mean? And the sellout of our leaders, you know what I mean? And us being so lost that we can't imagine, You understand? Coming out of this captivity makes it far-fetched for us to think that the oppressor is our enemy. Make it far-fetched for us to think that, you know, say one day we can come from under the feet of these people. Or the feet of these people. You know, say one day we can free without a fear, pay the oppressor tax. You know what I mean? Without a fear, you know what I mean? Suffer brutality from the police. Them are kicking in the door and a murder we as a people. Without we growing up in poverty from birth till death. As a people, we're selfish, you know, as a people, you know. We think that if one make it out, them can just brag upon the other and say, yeah, I make it out, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? For the haters, them who bad mind me, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And burn out him own people because he make it out of the captivity. But guess what? Not out of the captivity, you know. He make it out of the sufferation temporarily. See? But not looking at the bigger picture. Say, predominantly people in a captivity, rude boy, and suffer. You are just one of the lucky ones. You understand? Because of the sellout of our leaders, because of the oppressors' brainwash, you know what I mean? We see it so far-fetched that one day all of we as a people can finally be free. We take our mind off of that as a people. We ignore that. We say, yo, right now I chop me, I gotta chop the line and see if I can reach. I will chop the line. Because nobody now think about, we say, yo, here we are going. You know, so we can free out of this captivity. Yeah? That is how last we is as a people. Because we become individuals. And that same individual mindset make us, you know what I mean, destructive to even our own people. You know what I mean? And damper and we call it now, what the word I look for. And blighting any progress that our people could make to come out of this captivity. So in essence, to be honest, far-fetched is not necessarily unreasonable. It's really far-fetched. But we in the I.S.U.P.K and a commanding general, YAHANNA, we don't think it is that far-fetched. We know that World War III is, you know what I mean, a means by which our people will be free. Because guess what go on now? World War III is our oppressor fighting his own brother. Is the slave master fighting the slave master. And one slave master is threatening to totally obliterate the other or the others. You understand? While this is happening, you know what we should do? We should be coming back to our deal or our covenant that we have with the Most High. You understand? So that he can get us out of this captivity. And bear in mind, World War III is doing. That is beginning to free us out of the captivity. You understand? We'll read that scripture now. See? This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. And this is what it says. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Right. Answer me this. Which nation is not desired? Which nation on the face of the earth is not desired? Who desired you? Not even the filthy Africans who sold you into slavery that them claim we descend from. Even came to say, yo, here what? We are sorry for the situation that took place with you where you were brought over here in slavery. You know what I mean? If they were our people, you know what I mean? Where is the, you know what I mean? Where is the sympathetic gesture to say, yo, here we are going? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? We feel it for you. We have help you. See? We are going to make you a part of the African Union because we are our people. You understand? It seemed to me that even the disgusting looking African them don't desire you, yet alone the oppressor. Yet alone the oppressor. If those fly-ridden Africans don't desire you, why would the oppressor desire you? Why would the Moabites, the Chinese desire you? Why would the Arabs desire you? Why wouldn't they come over here and just prosper after you? Make themselves rich after you. All right, the question is, when you sell to them, when you make money, what do you sell to the oppressor, the white man? To make money, to give, to feed your family, and to feed your people. What is that thing that you sell to them? Eh? What is that thing that you sell to the Chinese man? You sell nothing to the Chinese man? What you sell to the Chinese man that makes your people rich? What you sell to the Arab that makes your people rich and make some Arabic money? You don't sell nothing to them. They are the ones selling to you and you are the poor. You're poorer than them, but you are the ones that giving to them and you're not giving to your own people. You are this nation not desired. Let me read that again. See? This is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. And it says, gather yourself together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Where you sell to the African them. We show you what go on with the African them now. See? The Africans take your dancehall and your reggae. Where there is an oppressor group win the Grammy. You know what I mean? We are not lobbying, you know what I mean, for, you know, we are not defending no Grammy. We just show you the disrespect. Anyway, the Africans take your dancehall and take your reggae. And if you don't go to them to get a show, you don't make money, you don't tour. You can't tour among your own people. You can't tour among your own people. I mean, our artists, them have to do some little school show down here. You know what I mean? Them little thing there. For the most part, our leaders, them want, you know what I mean, cut off that too. In the pandemic, you know what I mean, them basically cut off every little means of revenue that we could have made, you know what I mean, for ourselves. But the Africans, shouldn't they have our back? Eh? And if the Africans were our people, see? If the Africans were us, why do they need to use our reggae? I mean, create something greater than reggae. We came from you, didn't we? Create something greater than reggae. I know you have it in you. I know you have it in you to create something better than dancer. I know you have it in you. Obviously not. As a matter of fact, them thief one specific rhythm out of dancer and make it into an entire genre, and it's called Afrobeat. One rhythm, you know? One rhythm where we need to think about. We make so many different beats, which, you know what I mean, fall within that same topic of dancehall. Them thief one of them and make it a whole genre. And they are making themselves rich while you become poor. You are that nation not desired, brethren. You understand? Nobody no desire you, but guess what them desire? Them desire your creations. You know what I mean? The oppressor treat you like dog, you know, man. You know what I mean? Police in America, what them do? Them kill a black man in the street on camera and expect to walk away free. That is the confidence them have in oppressing and killing you. You know what I mean? Because of the hatred where them have for you, see? But yet still you created the light bulb. You created the filament in the light bulb that light up his city. You understand that? Light up the oppressor city. See? We created the heart transplant mechanism that make the oppressor can transplant a heart in a one of them grandfather and them grandmother. Yet still him hate you even more. You understand? You created everything that this empire. And I know just know, you know, from slavery, you were the one doing the work. You were the ones doing the work during slavery. You cut the cane, you chop the cane, you cultivate the cane, you chop it, then you process it into sugar, you do everything and you make Britain rich. Over there in America, you know what I mean? You plant the cotton, then you process the cotton, make it into, you know what I mean, cotton clothes and all them things there. You do it for the oppressor, while the oppressor sit back and him take all glory and all, you know what I mean, credit for everything. Same thing with all the technology where you see about. Probably, if you don't mind, sharp, 80% of the technology that you see, you know what I mean, this world is benefiting from. Are your people created? Just do the research. Just do the simple research. The oppressor is not that smart, you know. You know who is smart? You. You are the smart one. The scripture refers to you as the salt of the earth. Why the salt? What is the importance of salt? Salt, when you put salt on meat, it gives it flavor. Try eat a piece of meat without salt. Try eat your food without salt. You know, you will not enjoy that unless you are a diabetic. And well, you still never enjoy it, but being a diabetic, you might eat the food without salt because you have to survive. You understand? So you have to eat it without salt. But you not enjoy it, because no salt in it. Salt gives the food flavor. So when you're a Christian pastor say, oh, we're the salt of the earth and where, him don't even know, say, a black, Hispanic and native people that I talk about. Him think I'm filthy church. It a talk about. Turning the Bible into a fairy tale. When the Bible a talk about real people. Then you are the salt of the earth, because without you, this place would have been, wouldn't even be half of what it is today. This place would be a dull and depressing place without you. You understand? That is why them take your dancehall. Them need your dancehall because that is salt. It give them flavor. You understand? Them take your reggae. That is salt. Give them flavor. Then take your technology where you create your rap, your hip hop, your R&B, your ska, your mento, all of them things there, your reggaeton, you know what I mean? Your calypso, your soca, you know what I mean? Everything where you create dominate this earth. Why? Why you think so? Remember, the slave, slavery, them bring you over here to serve, Why is it that your culture is the dominant culture over here and all you are some slave? Why is it that your creations run this empire and them cannot do without it? Why is it your labor is what drives this machine where you call America and Britain and them things? Why take your labor? It's basically you are running a kingdom that you're not a part of. Basically that's a go on, You run a kingdom that you're not a part of. Today me I watch the press briefing with the Secretary of Defense, the black brother there. See, them trust a black man to be them defense secretary, even to defend them, Virgin. Even to defend them. So them need you to cut them, to cultivate them crops. You know what I mean? To cut it, you know what I mean? To process it, turn it into food, turn it into anything them need, create them technology, create everything, and on top of that, them need you to defend them as well. Also fighting at them war and all. That's why we say, yo, here what? World War III have a lot to do with you, It's all about you, but it is not your war. World War III is not your war, Bridget. See? You have served this oppressor even to the point of defending him from his enemies, even when he's your number one enemy. You understand? World War III is your salvation. You understand me? World War III is your salvation. And like the scripture said, you know what I mean? The second war has passed. Let me see if I can find that scripture. Lucky, you know what I mean? I have everything what we need today. Let me just quote it, paraphrase it. You know what I mean? Because I have, hold on a second. It's lucky. Find it by yourself. Give me a second. Give me a second. In the meanwhile, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, also leave your comments, you know what I mean, and share on all social media platforms. All right, this is the book of Revelations, chapter 11 and 14, and it says, the second war is past, and behold, the third war cometh quickly. What do you think this war that the Bible is talking about is? War means destruction. War is referred to here as World War. You understand? So the second war has passed, meaning World War I and World War II has passed. The third war cometh quickly, meaning it is right at the doorstep. It is what you are looking at right now. Ukraine and Russia war, it shall spread, you know what I mean, and become a bigger war. This is World War III that you are now in the initial stage of. That is the third war the Bible talk about. This book is not a fairy tale book in a virgin. It is your Christian pastor, Zane, who have tarnished the reputation of the Bible. And the Bible is not a book, it's a library of books. Our record that we had before them steal us and bring us over here. So, you understand? That is why the UPK and the commanding general, YAHANNA, can answer your questions through the Bible. It no work for other people. It only work for you. See? So World War III have a lot to do with you, you know. World War III have everything to do with you, but this is not your fight. And you should worry. You should pray that it come. Because, like me said, nobody never saved you out of no captivity. Nobody took you back from Jamaica and brought you back to where they found you. Nobody did. Not even the Africans that sold you. You understand? The Africans that them claim say, yo, you come from, them never come and say, all right, see, you know, them free you. Here what? We are going back land so they can come live with us. You know what I mean? They did us an injustice. Here what go on. We are going to bring you back so that you can escape, you know what I mean, the trauma that you suffer over here. So nobody no business about you, because guess what? You are the nation not desired. All right, this class will be, you know what I mean, a short one. We're not going to stay too long on the phone with the pan. See? Remember, for like the video, as I say, you know what I mean, the battery get low, you know, we're going to head to the security announcement. You understand? All right. All right, these are the ISUPK security announcements, where the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and a commanding general, YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, there are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or a sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'aishara, right? So the tithes, you know what I mean? You can find the scripture, the law about the tithes, you know what I mean, in the book of Malachi and the book of Numbers. All right. The reason why, you know what I mean, we have to tell you about the tithes is because that is a law. You understand? That is a law for you to pay your tithes. And bear in mind, your Christian pastor take tithes that was not meant for him to get. And also teach you that the law that the tithes is a part of is done away with. You know what I mean? But who you should be paying your tithes to is the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general, YAHANNA. You should be giving commanding general, YAHANNA, your tithes. Because commanding general, YAHANNA, will help your people. You understand? Will build up your nation. Your Christian pastor will only use the tithes money and make himself rich, buy a new car, pay rent, and all them things there. Commanding general, YAHANNA, will pay your rent. You understand? So pay your tithes to commanding general, YAHANNA. You understand? Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you'd like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. All right, so the next upcoming holy convocation is All right, the next holy convocation is Feast of First Fruits, and that starts after the Sabbath of unleavened bread, sundown, Saturday, April 23. So that, you know what I mean? So after that, now you count 50 days, you know what I mean? And you celebrate the 50th day. This is Sunday, June the 12th. See? And it starts before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 10 to 22. See? Reminding Akiam and Aquatiam to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we say I.M.A.D.U.M, which means to stand. We're going to just say the Lord's Prayer in English and in Hebrew, and then we're going to close out. Salakia, we're having some technical difficulties, you know what I mean? That will be working from the phone. The phone does not, you know what I mean, have strong enough battery life. See? All right. Wapanya Akodam, which means rise and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and then in English. Abanawa, Shabashamayam, Kwadash, Aya, Shamka, Yahawa, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Aya, Aisha, Arataza, Hawa, Aya, Washamayam, Natanlanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaklanawa, Kawabwat Nawa, Kasalat Nawa, Kawabwat Yanawa, Salakia, Kawabwat Yanawa, Wala'a, Tabaya Anawa, Manasayawan, Abal, Awashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwat, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, La'aiwalamiam, Aman. In the English, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Amen. We're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I.M.A.D.U.M Shabbat, I.M.A.D.U.M, Barak, Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Barakatam. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, I.M.A.D.U.M Shabbat, I.M.A.D.U.M, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alatan Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. Yadamata, class dismissed. All right, so lucky again, you know what I mean? We have some technical difficulties with the computer, so the phone where I work from, the phone is too, you know what I mean, 100 where battery is concerned. So, you know what I mean? This is an abbreviated class. So, you know what I mean? Remember to like the video, subscribe to this channel. You know what I mean? We keep classes on Sundays, 3 p.m. You know what I mean? Tuesdays, 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Subscribe and click the notification bell so that you get the notification when we go live. And with that, Shalom.